Harry Potter and the Serpent's Path, a Slytherin What If. A magical divergence, the sorting that changed everything. It is often said that it is our choices that define us more than our abilities. But what if, on that pivotal September evening in 1991, Harry James Potter had made a different choice, or rather, what if the sorting had overruled his whispered plea? You could be great, you know. It's all here in your head. And Slytherin will help you on the way to greatness, there's no doubt about that. In this universe, the sorting hat doesn't heed Harry's final desperate whisper. It sees the thirst to prove himself, the longing to belong, and the undeniable ambition lurking beneath the surface. And so it shouts, Slytherin, Year 1, a serpent among snakes. The great hall falls into a stunned silence. Whispers ripple through the student body. The boy who lived in Slytherin? Draco Malfoy, already seated at the Slytherin table, smirks in triumph, nodding as if he had known all along. Ron Weasley stares at Harry in betrayed disbelief, while Hermione Granger, who ends up in Ravenclaw instead, narrows her eyes in confusion and curiosity. Harry's first weeks in Slytherin are not easy. The house is steeped in blood purity traditions, and many of his housemates are children of Death Eaters who remember Voldemort not with fear, but reverence. Snape, still bitter over James Potter's memory, regards Harry with calculating interest rather than overt hostility, perhaps wondering how much of Lily resides in the boy and how much of James. But Slytherin begins to change Harry. The house's focus on resourcefulness, cunning, and influence shapes him in subtle ways. He learns to keep his cards close, to speak carefully, to manipulate rather than confront. He doesn't befriend Draco Malfoy, but they share a wary, competitive camaraderie. They push each other academically and socially, vying for dominance within their year. When the mystery of the Philosopher's Stone arises, Harry uncovers the plot not with Ron and Hermione by his side, but with a reluctant alliance of his own making, Theodore Nott, the bookish son of a quiet but dangerous Death Eater, and Daphne Greengrass, cool and perceptive. Together, they piece together the mystery not out of bravery or curiosity, but because Harry wants to know, to understand, and to control his world. By the end of first year, Harry faces Quirrell just the same, but the confrontation is darker. He doesn't simply stumble upon the mirror of Erist, he studies it. He figures out how it works. When Quirrell tries to take the stone, Harry uses his knowledge of wandless magic, learned through long hours in the restricted section, to fend him off long enough for Dumbledore to arrive. The stone is destroyed, but something else is forged. Harry Potter, the Slytherin, is no pawn of destiny. He is its rival. Year 2, the Basilisk's Apprentice. In his second year, Harry's connection to snakes is no longer a horrifying surprise, it's a badge of identity. When his ability to speak Parseltongue is revealed, his Slytherin peers don't recoil, they are intrigued. The rest of the school ostracizes him further, calling him the heir of Slytherin. This time, Harry doesn't shy away from the accusation. He uses it. He gains the trust of Peeves, the house elves, even some of the ghosts, leveraging the fear he inspires. The discovery of the Chamber of Secrets plays out similarly, but darker. Harry is no longer afraid of what it means to be connected to Tom Riddle. He is obsessed. He devours the diary, converses with it, even finds a strange kind of mentorship in Riddle's cold logic. But ultimately, he realizes Riddle is not a guide but a threat, and he destroys the diary with a mixture of fury and fascination. This time, when the basilisk falls to his sword, Harry does not rely on Fawkes and the Sorting Hat. He uses spells he should not know, learned from books borrowed from the restricted section, using subtle manipulation of Professor Slughorn, now back teaching potions. He slays the monster, but not before locking eyes with it through a shattered mirror, nearly dying in the process. Dumbledore sees the danger growing in him. But Harry, too clever now to be patronized, begins to see Dumbledore not as a mentor, but as a chess master. Year 3, of Prisoners and Paradoxes. By third year, Harry's suspicion of authority deepens. He doesn't simply accept that Sirius Black is after him, he investigates. He uncovers the Marauder's secrets using a hacked version of the Marauder's map, subtly altered by himself and not to track more than just footsteps, intentions. When he learns the truth about Sirius, his response is cold fury. Not just for the betrayal, but for the manipulation. He saves Sirius and Buckbeak, yes, but not by breaking every rule with reckless bravery like the Gryffindor Harry. He orchestrates an alibi. He creates diversions. The time turner isn't used in mad haste. It's used as part of a master plan. Snape, who nearly unmasks everything, is subtly blackmailed into silence using information Harry uncovers about his past and his role in the werewolf incident. Harry learns leverage and the thrill of holding it. Year 4, a Slytherin in the fire. When the goblet of fire spits out Harry's name, it's no longer a surprise. It's a move against him, and he knows it. Slytherin Harry doesn't protest. He plays along, determined to find out who is manipulating him. He studies his opponents with calculated precision. He befriends Fleur, subtly undermines Krumm's confidence, and even outmaneuvers Cedric with quiet cunning. Not to harm him, but to win. In the graveyard, when Voldemort returns, the confrontation is filled not just with fear, but with recognition. Voldemort sees in Harry a potential heir, not a rival. And Harry, facing the Dark Lord's rise, begins to understand the seductive logic of power, especially when the world seems hell-bent on misjudging him. But he refuses the offer. For now, years 5 to 7, the rise of the Green Flame. The story takes on a more Machiavellian hue. Harry doesn't form Dumbledore's army. He creates the Serpent's Coil, a secret society open to all houses, built not on courage but on knowledge, secrecy, and ambition. Members include Ravenclaws, cunning Hufflepuffs, and even disillusioned Gryffindors. They don't train to fight, they train to survive. Harry becomes a shadow leader, often at odds with Dumbledore, whom he no longer trusts. His bond with Snape evolves from hostility to a mutual understanding of masks and secrets. When the time comes to hunt Horcruxes, Harry doesn't go blindly into the wild. He builds a network. He manipulates events from behind the scenes. The final battle at Hogwarts is not just a battle of wands, it's a battle of strategies. Slytherin Harry outmaneuvers Voldemort not just with bravery, but with chess master brilliance. He leads a coup within the Death Eaters, exposing Snape's true allegiance at a pivotal moment. He defeats Voldemort in the Great Hall, not with love, but with truth, exposing the Dark Lord's failures, his lies, and the hollow nature of his power. Epilogue: The Serpent Redeemed. Years later, Harry Potter is a controversial figure in the wizarding world. Not a beloved hero, but a feared and respected reformer. He dismantles the Ministry's old guard, rewrites Hogwarts' curriculum, and ensures that no child is ever sorted again without understanding what the houses truly mean. He is not universally loved, but he is remembered, not as the boy who lived, but as the serpent who chose the light.